All right, this series on a Fool Learns Cards continues. If you are picking up from the previous episode, you notice we've made a little bit of progress, a little bit more than I thought we were going to make. Honestly, getting up to rank 8, I mean, it's the middle of January, and my goal was to be at 10 by the end of January, and so we did okay. We hit the Epic Crate last week. We're on our way with 3.5 days to getting the Elite Crate for this week. We did that because we had about 16 packs worth of gold that we cashed in, and that pretty much moved us, I think, from limited up to special, and we've kind of just been chipping away ever since then. So what I'm going to do in this one, I'm not going to play on ladder, so if that's important to you, it is what it is. But I want to play what I haven't been showing so much. So I've been doing a lot of Germany, Japan, and recently the US. I wanted to play this Britain Soviet Guards deck because, at least on casual, like I've been going up against decks that I went up against on ladder, and on casual it's been doing pretty well. And I suspect that there are reasons for that. It's that the people I'm playing against are new to the decks they're playing, and so I'm probably doing better than I ought to. But it is a very odd deck, but it's one that I like. So I can't really explain it. It's supposed to be a grindy deck, and yet it has a lot at the 1, 2, and 3 slots. So going through the thing, I think I've mentioned this in other videos. I absolutely love Bloody 11th. It may not be a good card. I know it's a common, but the artwork on it, I just really like. I like those colors. It's got a cool theme. It is what it is, but it might be a meme, and this might be a meme deck, but it's been a meme deck, again, that I've played in casual. I think it's won like 8 out of 9 or 9 out of the last 10 games. So on this video, it's probably going to go 0-5 or whatever, but just to talk through what it is. Entanglement, for some reason, it's kind of between Entanglement at 1 credit versus, where is it here? Oh, I thought this was 2 credits. So then I guess Entanglement is even less good than I thought relative to Cup of Tea. The difference is that people don't know when this is going to go off. And it will support, I have very few Soviet units. This one is here because honestly, I just got it, and I tend to have 3 or more units for reasons we'll see. And so this frequently comes out as a very cheap 4/3. And so very cheap, it's fine. It doesn't really belong in the deck, but it's here, so that is what it is. But Entanglement has saved me a number of guards that enemies thought for sure they had accounted for, and they haven't. Kangaroo Transport, this is like the other card that this deck is. The idea was to basically turn 7 or so, play down the Bloody 11th, Kangaroo Transport it up to the front, and just have fun. That's all it is. I have a 3rd copy. Right now, 2 seems sufficient. And so we're not going to put the 3rd copy in. We could. Bloody Sickle is here because it's here. It's mostly here because one of the decks I've struggled against is Jagro. And so I just recently updated this deck to try to make it a little bit better at stalling against Jagro. And this is here to just go after 1 toughness things. Cup of Tea, most of the units here are British, and again, there aren't that many units, and so maybe this ought to get canned. Maybe the whole deck ought to get canned, but that's the way it is. Mobile Defense creates units. I have found this card, I only have 1 of them, to be like absolutely worth it because it puts down, it is expensive, it's 2 credits to play. You get 2/3/2 tanks that with guard that lasts for, I think it's pretty much 1 turn. You're realistically going to operate them because they don't have blitz when they come in, and so you kind of get 1 turn to have them do what they want. It's there partly as a counter Jagro or other aggressive deck piece, but I found that even later on in the game when I have some credits to spare and there's just something I don't want to lose a good unit to, if I throw the 2/3/2 tanks at it, I don't feel bad about it. For the 2 credits plus the operation cost of those, it's been okay, and I think in here as a 1 of for now, it makes sense. I'm learning to play British Elites, and so what better way than with the randomness of His Majesty's Chosen. I haven't found that really any of it matters, but it is what it is. Overrun, I am surprised that it has generally been as good as it has. I saw this and I thought, well, this is just silly. It's like a 1-turn naval support, the next card you see in the deck, but this again, it tends to catch people off because they're not ready to nobody plays this, right? So I'm actually playing it, and in a guards deck, it kind of makes sense. And in a deck where you're pushing, if you can stabilize, you're eventually pushing with your guards and the Bloody 11th. Granted, by that time the Bloody 11th's attack is higher than its defense, so you really don't want that. You'd want to attack first Bloody 11th and then play Overrun. But I find a lot of times when I'm getting pressed, but I have like you'll see it, the Soviet 1-8 on the back line. It has done well the few times I've played it, and so it's in here, and it could easily be removed for something else. It is what it is. Naval support is here largely because of the 84th. Not really for first responders, but it could go on first responders. There is at least one other good target here in the 70th Brigade for that. Slashers, probably, because it has Fury. And so as two, I feel like that's enough. I don't want to get flooded with these. I may even go down to one, but it is what it is. We have a couple of guard units or ways of getting guard units, and I only own one of these, so I have one in the deck. Honestly, watch this video be the opposite. I have not had a problem with cards in hand. It's been other things. Echelon plays into the theme of the deck, and particularly if you're able to kick out because of slashers or other things, a bunch of garrison units. The fact that they usually come in with 0 attack, but this is a way that if they get attacked, they buff your other units, and if other units of yours get attacked, then they get buffed and they can actually do something on the attack. And so Echelon is a little bit better if you've developed quite a bit of a board. Albacore is a new addition to try to deal with Jagro and slowing it down. The same reason for the Katusha. It's there to try to counter aggro on turn 3. Just put it down and hopefully take out one unit. And then if they waste a turn attacking it, great. And if they don't, for 1 operation cost, we can probably remove 1 Jagro unit a turn. So that seems good. Entrenched, I just got a copy of. I thought I had another one. Apparently I don't. I'm not sure about this one, but if I don't draw any other way to flip defense into attack, like naval support or overrun, then this is a way to make the few guard units I have even better. Again, I haven't played with it, so this is brand new. We'll see how it goes. Hammer is here for pure removal. We kind of want to clear the way against the things that Bloody 11th can't deal with until it can deal with them. First responders, need I say more? I mean, if we can stabilize with the other pieces and then get first responders down against Jagro or some of the other high pressure decks, even in the late game, 3 is quite a bit, and that support line can get clogged. We'll see. One of the things I cut down on was I actually have a third of these. I cut it to 2. We're going to see how that goes in this video. I have not had a bad experience with this unit, and so I don't know that cutting it to 3 made sense, but it's what I did, and we'll test it out. One of the other cuts I made to make way for Katusha and Albacore was cutting Convoy from 3 to 2. And again, the reason is I haven't actually had a problem yet drawing cards or having things to do. This is a credit. Despite this, it is a credit intensive deck. And so I've had other things to do. Anyways, that's that. 70th Brigade is actually a way to draw cards. And if you're able to play it on turn 4 and you have a guard out and the other side wasn't planning on attacking you, whoop, there it is. I found that they're looking for ways to answer this quickly. And it may be a deck that was designed to be a little bit defensive, and then now they got to kind of panic and do something about this. Otherwise, it's just card draw and HQ defense. So that is what it is. Bloody 11th, I have 4 copies. I just got them from opening those 16 packs to move myself forward. And so I'm playing 4. Truthfully, I think 3 is probably the sweet spot. And that 4, you're kind of inundated with it, but we'll see. Slashers is here because it plays into the theme of the Bloody 11th, to less of a degree the 70th Brigade and other things. But it is another guard, and it's kind of playing on this idea of, if you survive combat, your side gets stronger. So you get a free garrison unit in the support line if we can keep it clear. Carpet bombing is the in case all else fails, we're going to drop carpet bombing and see how it goes. This is a big question mark for me. First of all, there are 2 of them, and I can't think of a game yet where I've won because this is in the deck. Maybe once. I've certainly been able to play it, but since I don't have any ramp, I tend to tend to kind of end up with the max of 12 credits, and this would be the whole turn if I'm going to bring it in and then blitz with it. And so I feel like when I'm behind, this doesn't bring me back, and when I'm ahead, I have other ways to close it out, particularly with Bloody 11 and some of the other ones. So this is because I didn't know if I was going to have other ways to close it out. It's in there as a finisher. It may come in handy. We will see. That's not what I meant to do. This is what I meant to do. We're going to play Britain-Soviet guards and see how it goes here on recording. All right. So if the pistol tells us anything, it's American Maine, right? And that feels like a lot of first responders, but I might do it. And I might also just play this out. So it's an American Maine Japanese secondary. I'm trying to think if I've ever encountered this. So I'm going to play this out. If they use removal on it for some reason that I can't yet imagine, it's better that than something else. Otherwise, I'm thinking on turn 2, move it up, play. Oh, okay, that works. That works for me too. Now I don't have a good turn 2 play, but we know what we're doing on turn 3. Yeah, there's nothing here to do, so we'll play it through. And for people who haven't followed this series and are still in this video at this point, I've been playing for less than a month, and so we are learning cards pretty live here, and we will see how. So I'm not trying to be whatever. I thought I removed this card from the deck. I really did, and now I'm wondering, what did I actually remove instead of that? Because I'm a little worried. Maybe I should have just hammered it there, but they've invested a lot into this. And so if this comes in even as just a 2/6, okay, well, maybe something more than a 2/6, I guess I got to be okay. I mean, they've invested. Yeah. So that's obviously rough. I mean, we could just hammer it now. Costs 2 extra credits to target. Okay, so what we can do in that case, well, we could play another one. We got options here. We can ping this out and play this, and that leaves us with 2. I don't know where it says. Oh, that's the Grim Day thing. Is that what that is too? Is that also going to cost us? Yeah. So in that case, it's hard to say what we ought to do, but I think I'm going to play this. And we'll play another one of these. This might be GG. I've never actually seen this card come out and do anything. So we will see how that goes. Okay. Whoa. So I guess they felt like that was a one-trick wonder, and if it didn't work, they were out. I'm not too sure about that, but they probably know their deck better than I do. Again, have I ever seen that? I don't think so. But they almost got me, right? They were brewing something there, and it almost worked. So yeah, honestly, that tank was supposed to come out. That one that deals double HQ damage, because it doesn't really play into the theme of the deck. Yeah, the guards can protect it in the back line, and if you have a straight shot, I find that the other side tends to panic when they see it. I don't love this. I mean, yeah. All right. I feel a little bit better with that, only because if we have to, we can play this. If we play it on turn 2, then on turn 3, you can't really use a lot unless they're all up in your business. And then you tend to play this on turn 3. On turn 4, so that you could have them on turn 5, it's a little bit better. Slashers are there. I don't know if it's worth the ping for the card. Other people probably know better than me. It has 0 op costs, but it's still infantry, and so it's going to be a turn off. And my guess is we would just play the guards out in anticipation of them coming for Alexandria. So we'll see what they're actually doing. They could have had a countermeasure. I feel like sometimes with this, it's an early play to make you think they're not playing countermeasures, and then they do. Now, I'm all for greed, as you may know. I feel like if I don't do this now, like when do I do it? So we play that on that, and then well, so why not, right? And you know, it's Germany; they have ways to suppress it, and so well. I just want the card. That's I didn't really care for that card, but now we can attack with our guard because it is up. And again, if they suppress it, then you know, get it out of their hand now and not later. Now see, if we play this, we can't do the other stuff, and it doesn't really make sense to do that. So we're just gonna attack that. And before we lose a card with guard, we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we shouldn't have to worry too much mobile defense. I kind of want to play slashers next turn though, and I want that thing down a little bit. All right, so we got convoy, kangaroo transport. Maybe I should have done that. Honestly, probably kangaroo transport. Let's see what they do. So now if we play oh, man. There are good choices here. And now we have 2 British units out, so if we do play Cup of Tea, it's not as bad. Yeah, Entanglement would have been great. They're certainly gonna, I think, go for this. We gotta think about whether we want to. Wow. Way to call it. So if we make this, so that'd be 4, 5, 6, and then we could attack. But our backline would be filled up. I don't know that entanglement is all that important, but I kind of want it. And maybe, is it worth the damage? Probably not. We'll see what they come up with here. I'm thinking if they throw the fighter into the guard, it's pretty good for us because we have entanglement open. And even though these are like pretty generic cards, I have no idea how much experience this person has. I mean, this looks like kind of a starter deck, which I have not run into. I mean, I've been playing against like Japanese one-roof decks, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And I actually beat it. I got the guy to surrender last time around, so yeah, he's not going to attack that. All right, so wisely. Ooh, now we could do that. So we have nothing but British units left. So I guess it's worth it to just do this now. Get rid of that. I guess if I was going to do kangaroo transport, I should have done it then. But I've never claimed to be good at this game. Do we want to put it on this? I don't think so. But I also don't want it to die. So we'll take 2 back. We'll activate Entanglement, and we'll draw 2 cards. And that will be our turn. Okay. We'll see what they got. I would expect those Messerschmitts. Even though it's 2 op cost, I would expect them to go after these. Oh, they got the Stuka for the... So, first responders so far is looking pretty good if I can get these units off the back line. Which I may not be able to do. And I don't know if they know that. It seems like that kind of helped me, but maybe not. Now, if we ping this for 1, we can kill it with slashers. Echelon is... Oh, wait, no, I can't. I'm bad at math. I really want the Bloody 11th to move up. But I also want it to get... Man, that is just hard to figure out what we want to do here. So we'll move it up. We'll play first responders. And we're going to put Echelon out. And that'll be our turn. They have a lot of good targets here. Yeah, I have. The problem with first responders is it doesn't really do anything against the bomber. They must have a suppress for Bloody 11th. Yeah, I should probably remove this before the next thing because it really doesn't play into what we're trying to do. And honestly, since these things just sit on the back line, though that is more operation cost I have to deal with. So what we're going to do is we're going to move those out. We're going to move those up because they guard. We'll move this back here because I don't think they want it running into their HQ. Oh, now I could do this. This isn't terrible because they have the bomber and the ME. And it could take out the bomber and the ME and then just allow this, the Bloody 11th, to just go right to the HQ if they don't have a way to suppress it. If they do have a way to suppress it, it still is going to deal 4 damage, and maybe then we'll look at some of the other things. But, and honestly, even if I just run it into the ME, I'm so much happier they're shooting those garrisons down. And this thing, because it had Echelon. Yeah, there's no reason for them to attack the... I think they're new at the game. Or maybe they yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're new. All right, so I really wonder, what did I take out of this deck? Huh? So is there... No. I think there's a bug in this game where the unit has been... It's been removed on here. That tank is That the Soviet one. Where is it here? The OT-34 is not in my deck. So I think I'm going to exit out of the game, re-enter, and see if that fixes it. So this is weird. When I exited the game and then re-entered it, the OT-34 is still in here. So, yeah, that's just weird. I should try to fix this up. The irony is probably after I try to fix it, it's going to do worse. But we're going to try to fix it to make it the way that we intended it. All right, so I've made my choices here. I did it slightly differently, but not terribly differently. I decided to add a copy of Winter Warfare and the Desert Rats, and it was what? The Katusha and the Albacore. And what we took out was that lower tier Soviet that got stronger if you had 3 or more units out. I did not take out the 3rd 84th, and maybe that was a mistake. I guess we'll see. I removed one of the Lancasters since it didn't really seem to ever matter, and I put us back down to 2 of those. So we'll see if this actually saves, and then we'll go ahead and try this again. But yeah, I was gonna say, we haven't seen any of the new cards that I put in here, and we still seem to be seeing the same. At first it was kind of confirmation bias. I was like, oh, it made sense to remove those cards because I'm still seeing them anyways. But apparently that was because the changes to the deck didn't save. So I haven't noticed that yet. Maybe that's a known bug for more experienced folks. But we're still about a week shy of 1 month into cards here. So we're learning the bugs too. All right, let's get ready. Wait, what? What just happened? All right, let's try this again. It looks like we're going to get Soviets and something, I think. We'll see. Soviets have been rough. I don't know. There's no real card for that to play off of. I don't even think that this is going to be good against the Soviets, but so why don't we take 2 of them? But anyways, that's what. Yeah. Well, okay. I actually lied. That might be like the one thing that is okay for. I feel like a lot of the Soviet cards just come in with 2 toughness, or 2 or more toughness, I should say. But the Katusha is. It's not great, but you gotta be kidding me. We'll play it out here. I don't know if there's anything I need to guard against. Okay, so they have. All right, I see what they're doing here. Actually, I don't. But now we could play. Let's see, with only 4 out. Now, if they attack me. We'll see. If they want to run up and knock out the Katusha, they're more than welcome to. Honestly, it's not even there for this deck. It's there for a different deck. So, yeah. So we would survive that, right? Yeah. So we do that, and then we would do. They're going to draw another one, but, something's going to happen anyways, so it's okay. And then we'll play... Ooh, do we want to play... I feel like even if they had a blitz unit, they would have to now blitz into this, which is, they should be easy to play. And it's a cycle I know, because I don't have many of the good Soviet tanks, but I do have 4 copies of that, so... All right. We got some choices here. I really want to play another Bloody 11th. But I also know that could be a trap on my end. And so we're going to play that first. We're going to play this while we have a guard. Oh, that's nice. Winter Warfare, I feel like, is not important. honestly, neither. Kangaroo Transport isn't great, I think, on either of these. No, no, no. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it and see if we can play out the Bloody 11th. Put Kangaroo Transport. That's rough. Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't... Yeah, I wasn't sure if Entanglement would work there. Obviously it did not. Okay. So I think 7 is the sweet... It's supposed to be the sweet spot for this. We're about to see how my math goes. And I have a feeling it's probably not going to go great, but it'll go. Yeah, we'll do that. Again, we're just trying to buff up the Bloody 11th here, but see, when I play Soviets, it never works out this well. I feel like they're doing quite well for where things are. We don't have a well, we do have Overrun next turn. That is a possibility. Yeah, now it's not, but that's okay. And they got an ambush unit, but it's not a guard. But it is good against this. So that is good against that, right? Or I could Winter Warfare it. But I don't really want to attack into that, right? I don't think so. And so maybe now we go for cards. I would have happily I don't know, would I have happily taken an Albacore? I'm not sure about that one. So we got a bunch of ambush units out. That's pretty nice for them. Okay. Ooh, we got slashers. Okay. So that's 1, 5. Who do I care about? I don't know. You got a little bit more attack. Sure. Alright, let's see how that goes. I would expect from the Soviets probably a big guard, right? It seems like it's time. They haven't played one yet. Overrun doesn't do much for us. Yeah. This is the card that I've had a number of challenges beating, and I just don't own one myself here, so we're a little rough here. No, we don't want to do that, but I do want to move that up. I want to move that up. I want to move that up. And okay, so pinning it is not the worst idea I've ever had. Kangaroo Transport, huh? Yeah, I think we want to pin it. That's not going to do anything now. And do we just... I don't think we do it to our units. I mean, they're probably going to attack the easy things. The easy pickings there. But this does have Fury, so it should attack as a 9/9 twice next turn. And that could allow us to get through a number of things here. But if they have... I forget who their ally was. That's bad. Yeah, this card... very nice. Alright. Ooh. So I think we do Overrun. +1 heavy armor. So we're going to get rid of that. And I mean, does the ambush really bother me? I think we're just going to do that. Yeah, I don't know why that math did not dawn on me. Hold on. Weren't we supposed to have 9 attack? Oh, that's right. Our attack went down after the first one. Kept thinking we were going to have 9 attack the second time around. So, not sure how we should have done that one. But, yeah, we're... Okay. So, what could we do here? We could do 6 damage when you attack with a super tank. Yeah, we get rid of that. We could also do the Lancaster bomber thing. It's a thing to do. The problem with putting 7 directly onto this is that we're still 1 turn off. Now they have a lot probably better cards in hand. I find the Soviets have a very decent, very good top end, and that's why you play that card. It a lot of times it feels like it's a dead draw. At least to me it does. I don't know, but yeah, and that's how you get punished for not doing that. But what do we have? We could do that. It doesn't really do... I don't think it does everything we want it to, right? It's going to knock out a small number of units. It's really not what we're looking for here. Probably should have just taken out the Amor, but... I would play the Comet and hope for the best. Unfortunately, their HQ is back up to 14, so it's probably going to be a little rough. Okay. And they certainly got a lot of defense there. Do we get a good draw? Well, we got a draw. So play that out first, for really no reason, only because we can. And we'll play that, and we'll just see how it goes. But my guess is it's going to get mucked up here. And honestly, it probably wouldn't be terrible. Oh. That I'm not worried about. Oh, I really feel bad about doing that. I'm certain that they have something better. I'm going to hold it for a turn. I have the credits. I forget what... Well, I mean, it's random, so it depends on... Okay, well. Guess I wasn't the only one with that idea. We have to come forward. That's okay. I mean, it's not, but it's fine. Yeah, I don't think we have outs here. Not down 3 cards, and with them... Yeah, suppressing is rough. And, oh, I didn't realize that we were that low. Yeah, that was rough. That was rough. Maybe it's the curse of changing our deck here. All right, so now we're up against Japan. So we'll see if we draw the traditional aggro or the much less fun one roof. Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, there honestly, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, probably turn 4. I mean, we'll see whether. Yeah, we'll see what we draw here. Okay, so we got entanglement. It's not going to do us any good like this. This isn't going to do any good either because this is going to come up. It's going to ping me. It's going to gain veteran and it's going to reset. But I wanted the card. And this is just a loop we're going to have to live with. Playing this on turn 2, though, so then on turn 3, it'd be 1 to attack, and then we'd have to move up and attack. I think that would be the way that would... Okay, that's right. They still have to play it out. I still think we go for it and just see what they do next turn. And we'll see if my pronouncements that card has been decent hold up on video. Certainly off video, they felt good, but... That is the downside of that. That's it. I haven't encountered a deck with more than one of these at the moment, so we will see if this is just a German light tank deck that's masquerading as a Japan deck. I don't know. Can't say that I've seen that one before, but we'll see how it goes. All right. I think we'd hold that back. Bloody 11th would not be terrible. But I would bet they would have a sizable board after this turn. Maybe not. Maybe they're just content to sit there and ping us. But let's see what we get here. All right. That is a full board. Where is my... Ooh. That's a card. Now I could give it heavy armor too. Now with Germany, they do have the capability to suppress this thing. They don't need to know about this. And that's okay. Unless they can suppress it. And then you'll see what happens when you put... I generally don't like putting all your eggs in one basket like that. But... especially because Japan's usually going to have a way to deal with... well, they have ways to deal with things. Yeah. I mean, that's one of them I did not think of, but... all right. It works. I can confirm. Oh, okay. So, do we Katusha and pin? Or do we pin and Katusha for the sure kill? And then first responders? Oh, wait, that math is off, because that would be 3. I guess we do this and just see if we hit 1 or 2 damage. All right, looks like we're going to get 2. That I'm okay with, and then we're going to play another first responders. And what is this one? Deal 1 damage to each enemy unit. It is what it is. Okay, that I'm not yet too worried about. Huh. Ooh, no good targets for Sendai. Wow, that just whiffed. Wow. I think it's time to start getting the Bloody 11th rolling. You want to attack that so that they don't get the shock damage. I think I'm okay with this thing being attacked. I think. That I'd want to move. That I could kill with this. We're going to wait and see if they play something bigger that I need to be worried about. But I'm pretty sure other than that 70th regiment, that 1-8, I don't think we really play anything that gives us HQ health. Which is kind of one of the other packages I was thinking about instead of the kind of hold. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else they were supposed to do there. It's tough with these smaller units. Yeah, they got to find a way to kill this thing outright. And I'm guessing they don't. I mean, with 8 credits, that's not it either. Unless they have it in hand after that. But that wasn't it. So we're going to do that. And we're going to play, let's see. This thing has more toughness. So I think we're going to go with that. And then Yeah. Generally, those that play smaller units aren't thrilled to see the Bloody 11th come on. But that's what we're looking for. Oh, okay. Well, we had one good match. We'll see if we get 2. Again, I don't love that. Well, the +1 heavy armor is not terrible. But what do we put it on? We don't have any good targets until turn 4, so we're going to hope to get something. Yeah, that really wasn't it. Because we're actually putting out the few Soviet units we have are actually going out fairly early. This is a fine turn 3 play, but nothing until then. I think it's going to be mobile. No, I hate playing it on turn 2. Because all right, so that they didn't come up with anything. I'm going to try to hold, and we will see what they do. I mean, I could have played this in anticipation that they were going to have a big turn 3. But I haven't seen... Yeah, that's not it. All right. I think... it's a first responder's turn. I mean, even if they move up and attack with this, they would still have 2 credits left, and I would assume that Japan would play something else. Okay. So anyways, that's my thinking, and that's turned out to be pretty right in this case. It's hard to pass up. So I have 2 choices here. Actually, the 1 damage to... So the ultimate greed, I guess, is to hold this for next turn. I'll do that. This is the ultimate ungreed. So I guess if you play 1 greedy and 1 ungreedy, I guess they wash out. If they have suppress, then that was really all for naught. Because if this thing is suppressed, it's absolute... Well, or if they do that. Yeah, if they do a blitzkrieg on turn 5. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that. I think they have to attack it twice, though. Right, they do. All right. They got me on those. I don't know, though, that I can survive. I don't know if they have another one. We're in trouble. So we're going to do that. I'm going to do that. And we're going to play that out. Because they have to go through both of them now. But yeah, going down to 7 was... well, that I did not think of. Ah, this person has played this game before. All right. Let me think. Now they're fighters, not bombers. And so I'm thinking pin that and then play first responders and entanglement. Oh, that's right. It's got to be a ground unit. All right. Well, it's something. And then we'll just hope that they're not able to buff their toughness or kill both of these and attack through it. But if not, we should have a pretty juicy carpet bombing if they play out the board next turn. All right, so they attacked something. Oh, I did not think of that. Why did that even happen? I did not think of that at all. That feels... Why did that even trigger? I have no idea. I'm not sure. And we could carpet bombing them off the board, but then that's our turn. I don't love that, but I also don't like this here. Doing nothing. I think we got to do it and just see how they respond. We'll go for the 4-for-1 and hope for the best. Now with 4 cards in hand, they can definitely come back from that. That was not the end of the world for them. I'm hesitant to move too much. Oh. I'm surprised with 5 cards in hand. But I guess we had 3 guards up. And a bomber. I don't know. I guess they didn't think it was all that great. All right. Who gets that? Oh, this is somebody that has played before. Right? That must be that vanity object. I'll keep it. I don't love this. I mean, obviously turn 3 and then turn 4 is like cute, but and then I guess this on turn 5, turn 6, maybe something like that. Yeah, there's not a lot here that it's not a. If we're supposed to be on the attack, it's not the world's greatest attacking hand. But it's not an attacking. It's not a fast deck at all. So it is what it is. And we'll see who their ally is and whether they have the ability to suppress. An entanglement there would have been nice, but they might have the ability to suppress if I think they have. Well, we will just see who they have. But yeah, I think do I have all 4 of those? I might. I also have a bunch of the 05 Cheshire, which I think with Overrun would actually be really good. With naval power, it's okay on the back line. But then it's like you've invested 2 cards into a 5/5 that, if it doesn't get attacked, it pings 2 damage to the enemy HQ each turn. I guess that's okay. But it's not right crazy good, right? But we don't I don't know what our next move is here. Bloody 11th and Echelon. If this is still alive. So they're going with a very defensive back. Okay, so well, that's why I don't know math. Or we could just hammer that thing out and then start attacking their stuff. I don't know. I kind of want to get the Bloody 11th rolling. I'm a credit short of what I want to do, but it is what it is. And my guess is they're going to start attacking into this because their backline is filled up. Even if they're going to play bombers or artillery, they need to clear out a space. I don't think they want to waste 1 credit. Well, maybe they do, but... Overrun doesn't really do anything for us because we use naval power. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they want to get something else in there, and I get that. But that's why I wanted to have Echelon up, right? So that this would be 5-6, right? Like this thing is. Hold on. If I kangaroo transport this... Right, then it's a 4-5. We would survive combat, but I don't know for how long. Feels like it's a little too cute, you know? And now I'm back in the same predicament. If I put... I can do Echelon and the Hammer. But I can't really do Bloody 11th. I can do Bloody 11th and Kangaroo Transport. Could do that. Yeah, it's being guarded. Good for it. I guess that kind of tells me what I want. I mean, it's still guarding that. I know. We'll do it and hope for the best. I'm not trying to waste time. I really like getting the Bloody 11s out because they're a bit slow. And then putting Kangaroo Transport on something that's already up here, it feels bad. But I'm not sure that I could have waited. Maybe I should have just hammered it. I guess we're about to find out, right? But I guess everybody has to go through this thing. And so... It would either be 2 hits from Frontier... No. It would have to be both of those would trade into this, and then this would almost trade into this. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's kind of what I would do, too. On the downside, though, they're not guarding the HQ. And I wonder if the play is to... Do I even care about pinning that? Maybe. I guess we're about to find out if I care about it. I mean, we could just kill this to get stronger. Or I guess we don't kill it. But we do get bigger. And then maybe play another one out. I'm not sure. So they can... Yeah. But even if this attacks twice, it's just... They got to have something big in hand with Blitz, I think. I guess we'll see. Honestly, the Albacore pinning this was probably a little redundant. With 7 attack, we're going to get through the heavy armor anyways. But yeah, the Bloody 11th generally likes feasting off of smaller units. Okay. All right, so they're going to guard it. Naval support. Move that up to an 8-8, I'm sure. Yep. Understandable, but it would probably be a much bigger problem if I was going to attack it. So we'll move that up. We don't have other British units to play. So I think we go for... Does it matter? 1-4 versus 1-3? I don't think so. Doesn't feel like it matters. Overrun versus mobile defense. This way, I think even if they attack into the other Bloody 11th, I think it dies. And yeah, I feel like playing this out now. We should have the credits next turn, unless they've been hiding a Germany ally with Stranglehold. We should. But even then, it's kind of a good attack into the Churchill. And so, yeah, we'll see what they do here with 8 credits. We don't have great overrun, although it's only ground units. So it would help. Okay. All right. That is fine. Yeah. It buys them another turn. Though I think these still trade right into the Churchill. And that just gets wiped out. Well, we could do that too. But now without a guard. I mean, I could just try to get exponentially bigger, but that feels a little silly. Alright, since this is about to be dead... Oh. I feel like we just gotta go for it, and... yeah, poof, it's gone. We really don't have much in the way of a hand. I don't know where my cards are. So I was saying at the beginning, I was like, oh, I don't have that many cards. But I'm guessing if they had an easy way to suppress, they probably would have played, unless it's just not that common. All right, so that's the way you kind of deal with this, right? It's through orders and those kind of effects that don't count as attacking, but even bombing it makes it stronger. It still counts as combat. And so... Oh. Alright, so we have entanglement, we have carpet bombing. I mean, we can throw this out. Oh, that's right, they do have a fighter. I did not think of that. Well, you know what? Does this doesn't really do too much. It doesn't. Does it? You know why I'm going to do it? In case they have more naval power. They actually might. And so, because they've used it before, right? And so it actually could come down on Frontier Force. I had not thought about that. I don't know why I didn't, because they played it earlier. They might be digging for that other naval power. So I really hope I did play Entanglement. All right. They have four, okay, they have... You've got to be kidding me, dude. Thank goodness. That was a 50-50. And so it was Americans allied. All right, I'm going to end this one here. I don't know that those... I mean, you know, GG's to all my opponents. I don't know that those were always the... necessarily the more elite ones that we faced here playing casual, but that is what it is. I have one of those. When the enemy gives the second order this turn, counter it. I don't know that we're playing countermeasures yet. I don't think we have the cards for it. But I hope you enjoyed my take, at least, on British Soviet Guards with the cards I have at the moment. It's a deck I've been having a blast playing as we continue to walk towards hopefully our 4th elite crate in 4 weeks coming up. And yeah, I'll have more for you. I don't know. I really enjoyed this deck. I don't know if I'll play this one again, but I'd kind of like to, because we got to make some progress with the Brits. We got to make some progress also with the Germans, and so they're good allies, and so we need the German wild card. So hope to have you back for the next one, and yeah.